Shalom, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a live episode of Life with Sharon Midday Motivation. It is Wednesday, the 11th of May, 2022. It is such a blessing to be alive today, and I am so glad that you are alive today as well. And this is Entrepreneurs Week on Midday Motivation. And today I am the entrepreneur. We had a couple entrepreneurs this week already, Dr. Tony Damon and Letisa Alford. And today it's moi, Sharon Thomas, going to talk about my journey of entrepreneurship from then to now and highlight some of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to get right into it as soon as you subscribe to the channel, like the page, and click the notification bell. And please feel free to put any questions or comments in the feed. Thank you so much for joining me today again for another live episode of Life with Sharon, Midday Motivation, Entrepreneurship, and the Journey. So I have been on this journey for quite a while, been in private practice since 2005 as a licensed professional counselor. And counseling is what God created me to do. It's my purpose, it's my passion, and it's my calling. It's just not a career or a job. It's my calling. It is who I am. It is just in my DNA. And when we walk in God's purpose, it's in our DNA, so to speak. It's not like work. We could do it 24/7, 365 and not get paid for it. And not that we don't want to get paid for it, but and not getting paid for it is not the issue. It's doing the work of helping, at least in my particular field, the work of helping others to be the best that they can be, striving for the best in their present, striving for the best in their next, and making those mindset shifts, gaining emotional balance that helps them through their day, their future, to be the best that they can be in any given day, with the changes that they're making, overcoming traumas, overcoming unresolved issues, having better relationships all the way around, whether it's a spousal relationship, a parent-child relationship, co-worker, employee, because we relate to people all day, every day. No man is an island. And so having better relationships through assertive communication, through how to understand and work through conflict resolution, all those different things, anger management, all those different things and more. I help people with addictions and things that come to hinder ourselves and our growth as human beings. Because as human beings, we're imperfect, we're flawed, we're broken, so we're susceptible to anything actually. And so when we happen to slip or fall and get into a therapeutic situation, I enjoy helping that person along their journey that they say they want to go on to be the best selves that they can be. So that is my passion. And in my media company, that is my passion as well. And again, that is something that the Lord put in me. It wasn't something that I sought out. It's another purpose in my life, but it's also an extension, I feel, of what I do as a therapist and a coach, because I talk about the same things. I just do it on a mass level with a mass audience through media, which is a blessing because you get to touch more people at once rather than just a one-on-one or a family, which is great, much more intimate. But I get to touch more people this way, especially with the advent of the internet and social media. How many more people are we able to reach now just from one location, which is great. And so this is an extension of who I am as a professional. And it is my passion. And so I enjoy being an entrepreneur. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll never go back to a 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 was great for me as a building block when it was there. And I thank God for it. However, for me, excuse me, for me, the time came, I think 2005, I went into private practice, but 2003 is when I actually, so say, started the business. But 2009, I started on, well, technically back in the 90s, 1990 to 1992, I did a live talk show in Philly. And, but then I did radio, put my shows on a radio station that I do here on social media, although all of them have not come out on social media yet, but I did a lot of shows on the radio from 2009 to 2000, the beginning of 2016, and then took my shows off of the radio, talk shows. These are just like Race Matters that comes on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. And this is Life with Sharon, Midday Motivation. So shows like this were on the radio. And so I did that for 7 years, and then again transferred the shows to social media. All of the shows haven't rolled out on social media just because, I'm busy. So, but they will be rolling out here and there over the course of this end of this year and the next year, because I have so many shows. Unless I'm solely doing that, I wouldn't even be able to get all of them out. So doing that has been an extension. Doing the radio and doing the social media talk shows live has been an extension of who I am as a coach and as a therapist, as a consultant, a trainer. I do all those sorts of things. And again, this is my passion. And the 9 to 5 isn't for me. The 9 to 5 is for some people, but it's not for me. But I do thank God for the blessing that it is, because when I needed it, it was there, which was all the way up until I started my practice and doing my shows on social media. So the scheduling is one of the things that I love. I can make my schedule my own. I'm not bound to an 8 to 4, 9 to 5, which doesn't fit my lifestyle. Again, I did it when I had to, but it doesn't fit my particular lifestyle. So I enjoy making my schedule based on my personality, and also too based on the needs of my clientele, because I work on weekends. I know a lot of people, they work Monday through Friday, and that is the preference. I don't mind working on the weekends because that's when most of my clients work. And so sometimes they have to be seen on the weekends and evenings after work, which is fine for me. So because my schedule is a schedule that is conducive for my clients, then oftentimes I might miss family or friend gatherings because I'm working. And that being said, because I am an entrepreneur and in private practice, and I am my sole person right now, maybe later on down the line, I may have some employees, but I have to do all of the work. So that being said, I have to miss social events oftentimes. I'm okay with that, but sometimes, others who invite me places, might give me the side eye jokingly, but if I don't work, I don't get paid. So whereas people who typically, this is not everybody, who have a 9 to 5, you have paid leave, paid sick time, paid this, paid that. I don't have that. If I don't see a client and get paid by that client, I don't make money. So it's important for me to work, again, according to my client schedules, and work non-traditional hours, which weekends, evenings, etc. And therefore, I have to skip things a lot of times on the weekends because that's when I make the bulk of my money. So, and I'm okay with that because this is the life that I have chosen for myself. And so, and again, I enjoy what I do. I like making my schedule. I don't have a problem working on the weekends or in the evenings. So another benefit is the sky is really the limit with what I can do creatively, as well as how much money I want to make. I'm not bound to the rules of the company, somebody else's company that I'm working for. And so therefore I can be as creative as I want to be with how I do what I do, right? And also with how much money I want to make. I'm not capped by a salary for this particular position. This is the lowest that this position can make, and this is the highest. And maybe there's a possibility with some wiggle room in there. But for me, as the entrepreneur, as the owner, I can make as much money as I want because it's my company. So I'm not bound by a salary cap, which is wonderful. So I can have my other streams of income, and I can have other an ocean of income. Let me correct myself. And not be bound by the rules of not working for someone else while you're working for this company, because some companies do have that rule as well. So again, I like the creativity of it, and that I'm not pigeonholed. I'm not bound by the confines of working for another company that restricts me with what I can do, even after work hours. And so, and the sky's the limit with the amount of money that I want to make based on what it is I do with my own particular endeavors with my company, with the practice, and with the media company. Excuse me. So also, I'm not one of the other things is people family, friends, whoever, people who know me, and I'm sure other entrepreneurs may, have experiences as well. Not having that understanding that, I mean, people know it, but really in their mind is just, I guess they just don't think about it. When I'm turning things down, I say I have to work. It's like, oh, you're always working, you're always working. Yes, but if I don't work, I don't get paid, and nobody's paying my bills. So you're not going to pay my bills because I'm here at a baby shower. It doesn't work like that. I have to open the store. I don't really have a store like that, but I'm just saying I have to work because the bills are going to come. Just because I'm at the baby shower doesn't mean the bills aren't going to come. So sometimes people don't really understand the entrepreneurial lifestyle. You have to work a lot. Dr. Tony Damon talked about that when she had her business yesterday when she was on. It's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, not just what the person or people see outwardly. So it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of missed time with family and friends. So now I should say, we have the benefit of, I have a private practice, and I had a brick and mortar, space, but now I'm doing things virtually, and thank God, that's available to us. And so being able to have that fluidity, have that flexibility with my particular business, and having to be able to work at an office, be able to work or virtually, and so therefore haven't really lost a step in that transition when this disease of the past couple of years has happened. So that's a benefit for me as an entrepreneur that I know a lot of people who are entrepreneurs may not have had, because they have to have a brick and mortar because of the nature of the business that they might do. So that was a luxury for me, and now I'm shaping my practice in other ways because of having to do things virtually. So some other things have opened up for me. And now I actually am realizing some other things that I can do within my practice, within my media company, and within my business in order to expand, but even expanding virtually. So this is, again, what I was talking about earlier about the creativity and no confines, on what I can do, because it's my company. And as I think of new ideas, or as the Lord gives me new ideas, I can implement them without having to ask someone. I can implement them and add more income to my business. It's just a matter of how I work it out. So having this new way for me of doing my business virtually has actually expanded things for me, expanded my mind and how I'm doing things, and expanded my clientele, and expanded some other things social media wise that I'm doing. Just as this show, I didn't have this particular show before, Life with Sharon Midday Motivation. I had other shows, but this has helped me to expand some things that I'm doing media wise, which I would not be able to do working a traditional 9 to 5. And the non-traditional hours that I have doing shows in the evenings, whereas, working a 9 to 5, so to speak, but you know what I'm saying when I say 9 to 5, working for someone else would not afford me to be able to do this, to get my message out to the people. So I can work non-traditional hours in the evenings, in the mornings, whenever, early mornings, overnight, if I chose. If I wanted to have a show 1 at 2 a.m., I could do that for those people who are up late night, like I am, right? Also seeing people in my practice, I can see them later in the day, as opposed to going to the brick and mortar. There's a cutoff time, let's just say 7 p.m. But, I can see people virtually 8 or 9 o'clock at night, if that's what fits their schedule, because they're in the comfort of their own home, as am I. And we could have a session. So it has also too brought some things to the table, having the virtual presence and adding that to my practice. It has expanded how I can see my clients and the frequency and how many that I can see. So all of that comes with being an entrepreneur, things that I would not be able to do working, when I say work traditionally at a brick and mortar, someone else's company doing counseling. They're not going to be, unless it's an overnight inpatient, type of thing, they're not going to be seeing people at 9 o'clock at night. The doors are going to close at 5, maybe 6 or 7 or something like that. But they're not seeing people, 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, typically. So this allows me to expand and again, and create things that work for me and things that work for my clientele that would not have traditionally been afforded to us. So I really, really, really can't stress it enough. I love the creativity that I am able to add to my practice, as well as my media company, how I'm combining the two in different ways to have them both complement one another. So that is the blessing of how I am doing entrepreneurship, and how I am living my purpose through entrepreneurship, business ownership, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love it. Can't say enough about it. Can I say it's for everybody? No, it's not for everybody, but it's for some, and quite a few, I would say. I think we're, especially those of us with some age on us, we're so used to thinking traditionally that we don't realize that there's other things that we could be doing outside of the 9 to 5, or as opposed to the 9 to 5, because of the creativity that we have, because of the dreams and desires that we have. But it may just seem so daunting that, oh, I can't do that, but you can do it. There was a one point in time when I wasn't doing it, but I'm doing it now. And every other person that you see, they didn't start out doing it, but they put things in place and they started doing it. It's a matter of having your vision, writing things down on paper, setting some goals for yourself, and then having some action plan behind those goals to then conquer that. That's all it really takes. I'm not saying it's easy, because there's things that come, to interfere that we didn't have planned, such as what's happened over the past 2 years with this disease. But people have created so many businesses over these past couple of years that they're thriving during this time. So we need to begin to think outside the box, think more creatively, think, what is your dream? What is your passion? Maybe you put it on the shelf, pull it back out. Think about how you can implement your vision, your creativity, and how you can bring some things to the table that might solve someone else's problem, and how you can make money at something that you love. Many of the most successful people that you see, they love what they do. It's just not something to make money. Because many of us, we just go to work to make money to pay the bills. And it's in existence, but I don't just want to exist. I don't even just want to live. I want to thrive. And I am thriving when I'm walking in my purpose as an entrepreneur. So that's my message for you today. If you have it in you to be an entrepreneur, don't wait any longer. Write the vision, set some goals based on that vision, put some put an action plan together that you can follow for your everyday to-do list to conquer that goal. Talk to some people who are in that industry that you want to be in, who are already successful. Get some tips from them. Maybe get someone to be a mentor, or do an apprenticeship with someone who's already doing what it is that you're doing. You don't have to sit on your dreams any longer. Dreams are meant to be fulfilled. It doesn't just have to be a thought in your mind. You had that dream for a reason. That may be your God-given purpose. What are you sitting on that could be making you a millionaire, but you haven't stepped out on faith? Step out on faith. Talk to others in that industry. Have a conversation with God. God, what did you create me for? What is my purpose in life? Because he purposed you for something. God doesn't create anything for nothing. He creates with purpose. Find out what your purpose is and live it, and then thrive in it. So that's my entrepreneurial message for today. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Life with Sharon, Midday Motivation. Join me tomorrow for the next entrepreneur, and we'll have Erica Serenci on talking about balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship. Again, thank you for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel, like the page, share the feed. God bless you. Have a God day. Shalom.